Do you know the most popular video game of all time? Is it GTA 5? Minecraft? Maybe Mario? No, it's this. A slot machine. Gambling is perhaps the oldest gaming market there is. Before we had computers, people would line up to play cards at the local casino, wagering their hard-earned money for a hit of dopamine and that feeling of winning. Despite massive growth in the gaming market, gambling is only behind by $50 billion in revenue. Oh, wait, sorry, that graph is wrong. That $130 billion, that's US gambling revenue. Here's global. Yeah, suddenly it's not even close. Needless to say, there's something thrilling and addicting about the feeling of risking it all, that feeling of testing your luck. So by that logic, clearly randomness in video games is something everybody loves. Well, not quite. Let's talk about randomness in games. RNG for short, and how implementing it well can massively boost replay value and appeal, but doing it poorly can make your game flop, or at least be very frustrating. Now, of course, with that intro, let's start with the most basic kind of RNG that people can enjoy, which is just straight up gambling. The best example is in gacha games. To get the character you want, you're completely at the mercy of luck. Sure, these games usually let you earn summons for free, but the odds are low enough that buying them becomes tempting. Imagine if in Devil May Cry 5, instead of just buying Virgil, you had to keep spinning a wheel until you landed on Unlock Virgil. That sounds absurd, yet it's exactly how billion-dollar games like Fate Grand Order, AFK Arena, and Genshin Impact work. They don't sell you the character, they sell you the chance at the character. So if you're a developer and you want to include this type of system without being exploitive, how do you do it? Well, you can make the exact same system, but instead tie it to in-game currency and make the rates not completely abysmal. The morally questionable part here is when rates are so low that they're basically designed to push real-life spending. Or you can skip the gacha entirely. Imagine a unit-based game where you scout for new recruits. You get 5 random candidates and you pick the best one. This mechanic would still be gambling, but you've turned it into a world-appropriate mechanic that stays entirely in-game. Basically, people enjoy when a reward isn't guaranteed, because it spikes the dopamine when they do get it. But the reward has to be worth it. RuneScape is a great example. Every time you kill a monster, it rolls on a drop table. Some items are a 1 in 1,000 chance, but you always get something, and hunting for those rare drops is a big part of the fun. If you've ever played a game like this, here's a question. Would you actually enjoy the game more if every rare drop was guaranteed after some amount of tries, let's say 20? Or would it secretly be less exciting? I can remember grinding in Monster Hunter for one monster's fang. It took 11 hunts. I started calling this thing the Toothless Dragon, and I swore that I was done once I got it. And then I instantly started another hunt because now I wanted to test my new reward. That's RNG at work. Okay, randomness works great as a reward, but what about in actual gameplay? Is it fun to lose because you got unlucky? Of course not. Then why do we love Mario Kart, where a blue shell can ruin your lead, but hate it in ranked shooters when a random headshot drops us instantly? When you look at the most popular games built on luck, the answer is clear. People are okay with RNG as long as it sets the circumstances, but you control the outcome. This doesn't mean that every run in a game like Balatro has to be winnable, but choice gives the illusion of control. When you gamble on a final attack being enough to kill in a turn-based game, or that your next draw will give you the card you need in a deck builder, that decision matters, even if it fails. The luck just means the correct choice wasn't guaranteed to work. So why is some luck annoying? Like random critical hits, they're almost universally hated. It's because they have no element of choice. They can turn a win into a loss or vice versa with zero player agency. Would you play chess if sometimes your rook just refused to move? People like to know the rules, and it makes us irrationally angry when they're broken. It's like playing rock, paper, scissors and your opponent plays gun. When a game is highly skill-based, adding RNG that interferes with skill expression is almost always received poorly. In The Binding of Isaac, no matter how different each run is, the core rules are always the same. You can dodge attacks, you can shoot back. There's no chance your shot just fails or that enemies randomly crit. The fun comes from using your skill and manipulating luck in your favor, not having luck override your skill entirely. To wrap it up, here are 4 quick rules for RNG that feels good. Let skill interact with chance. Give your players a way to influence luck. Keep the rules consistent. RNG should be used to create variety, not to break game rules and expectations. Make rewards worth the wait. If the prize isn't exciting, randomness won't work because it won't feel worth it to get. And finally, if you're making a game with a skill to master, avoid RNG that punishes mastery. You can make the game harder if your player is doing better, but don't undo perfect play and turn it into pure luck. I'd like to hear from you guys. Think about your favorite gaming moment. Was it pure skill, or did a little bit of luck make it legendary? RNG isn't just math. It's an emotional lever. Used well, it creates tension, surprise, and those "I can't believe that worked" moments. Used badly, it just makes people close the game. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. I know that this was a little bit more brief on details relative to my normal videos, and that's because I think any of these systems could honestly deserve their own video, but I recently kinda got swamped by some unexpected work, and I had to take care of that. While that's going on, expect a new upload probably once a week. I'm thinking every Sunday. And for the next video, I want to talk a little bit about Marvel Rivals. If there's a topic in particular you'd like on that game, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, there's a lot I could talk about, and I'll just pick whatever I think is most fun. And until next time, see ya!